Guess I'll wait for a few people to come in, 3 persons to come in. Let's just wait a few minutes for a few persons to come in. Let's see here. This is V. Charmaine Roll of FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Feel it in your belly. Folks, it's 2020. Hashtag 2020. Hashtag clear vision. Hashtag all God. Folks, I am back alive in living colors. I thank God for moving on into a new century. I promised a few folks that I would go live about the previous Junkanoo parades. If you're watching, go ahead and share the video. This is V. Charmaine Roll, FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Feel it in your belly. And folks, any questions that you want to ask as I go through some of the scoring and some of the things that's been going on, because the Facebook pages have been... How you doing, Paul Duran, all the way in Toronto, Canada? Love you, love you, love you, and thank you for all your calls and all your prayers. Folks, it's been a serious 2019, and 2020 has started off with a bang. If you don't know God, please get to know Him. Yes, if you're watching, go ahead and share the video. This is V. Charmaine Roll here. We're going to go over a few stuff from the Boxing Day and the 2019 and the 2020 New Year's Parade. If you're watching, go ahead and share the video. I'm just going to wait for a few more persons to come in. I'm trying to find some of the questions that I was asked on the pages as I was trying to disseminate a lot of the information that was coming in and out. I was not present at the parades. I had my cameraman, big up Mr. Charles Gardner and Daphne Stubbs. They had my page rolling for me. I was right there in living colors to the screen watching, but I was under doctor's orders not to come debate, so I have to follow what the doctor is saying. But folks, if you're watching, go ahead and share the video. This is V. Charmaine Roll, FIE's Junkanoo Rush. We're going to go through some of the things that was happening in these past two Boxing Day parades, the Boxing Day Parade 2019 and the 2020 New Year's Day Parade. And this has been a serious one. I don't even know which word to use to describe these two past parades that's passed, but the New Year's one, to me, quite honestly, was quite boring, and that's just my take on it. I was watching it from the TV, and my cameraman was going live, and I had a lot of people sending me feeds and feeding me information and so forth and so on, but I was there in spirit, not just in person. Now, let's go over some of the things that was a lot of persons on the Let's Talk Junkanoo pages was asking a lot. Hi, Michelle Dames. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Shirley Whitmore, all the way in Aldanta. Happy New Year. Yes, folks. If you're watching, go ahead and share the video. This is V. Charmaine Roll, FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Feel it in your belly. And folks, I got a new do for 2020. Had to shave off all the old and come in fresh and new, and I just thank God for every moment and every second that I am alive here on this earth to spread love and to fulfill my purpose that He has for me. And it's been a sad few days this week with all the happenings and with Kobe, and it began to it opened up a lot of our minds to realize you have to live, you have to love, and you have to laugh. That is for everybody, and no one knows where it is. But you just have to always be prepared, and you always have to treat your neighbor as yourself. Spread love only. If you're watching, go ahead and share the video. This is V. Charmaine Roll, FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Feel it in your belly. We're going to go over the 2000 and LD's big up. LD's DC Clark, the Golden Girl, one of my best buddies. Happy New Year, girl. Haven't seen your face yet, but I guess we'll get together pretty soon. Yes, folks, if you're watching, go ahead and share the video. We go live, FIE's Junkanoo Rush. We're going to go over a few things that was happening, and there was so much controversy going on. Oh, Lord. It's a good thing I didn't have my head dye then, because I sure believe it would have turned back black. Yes, folks, a lot of things was happening in the Junkanoo world, and I'm going to go over some of the things that happened in these previous parades. I'm going to go over some of the things that happened. I want you to tune in. I want you to go ahead and share it if you're watching. Craven McKay! Big up, Craven. I have posted a video about you that happened last year. I tagged you in it, Craven. Go ahead and watch it. Watch yourself talk Junkanoo. It's on the Junkanoo Rush page, folks. If you are joining, go ahead and share the video. If you are joining, go ahead and share the video. This is V. Charmaine Roll, FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Feel it in your belly. And folks, we've been feeling it for these two past parades because we couldn't move forward and we couldn't move backwards. Okay, so today I posted something. I posted a poll that was talking about, is tribalism causing Junkanoo to move forward and back? And somebody inboxed me and asked me to describe, I need to describe what tribalism is. So tribalism is a state or a fact of being organized in a tribe or tribes. And derogatory is the behavior and attitudes that stem from strong loyalties to one's own tribe or social group. Boy, if that's killing us, we got to get rid of it. We got to get rid of it. If you're joining me live, go ahead and share the video. V. Charmaine Roll, FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Feel it in your belly. And because of I'm going to go over the scores for the upcoming, for the past 2019 parades. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I'm just going to call the winners, and I'm going to tell you about some of the questions that I had in regards to it, the overall parade. Now, in our third position was Roots. This is the official now. Third position was Roots. Fourth position was One Family. Third was Genesis. Second was the Valley Boys. And winning was the Shell Saxon Superstar, folks. That's the official results for the 2019 Boxing Day Parade. I also posted on the page, big up Mr. Michael Boomers Brennan watching in V. Charmaine Road, telling you it's a new century and it's a new year. Hashtag 2020 Clear Vision. Yes, folks, so we're going to go over, I just announced the 2019 scores, and we're going to go over there. A lot of persons, we had a lot of discrepancies about it with penalties. And if you go to the Junkanoo Rush page, you will see that I have the penalties posted there along with what was applied and not applied. Now, I don't know, folks. I really don't know if we would go ahead calling. This is my opinion now. I don't know if it's necessary for us to call the parades until we make them official. I think this unofficial thing is just too much leeway for too much skullduggery and other things to go on. And so because of what happened, the Valley Boys, the world famous Valley Boys, has resigned from the JCNP. They're moving on to, I think the move is to move Junkanoo forward. I don't know if it's to move it really backwards, and I mean, that's their opinion, that they want to resign because they're not satisfied with what's happened to these past parades. And one of the polls that I posted on the Junkanoo Rush page was, would you attend the Junkanoo parade if the Valley Boys are no longer participating? And the poll came up yes. It was 336 people. No, 165 people. Maybe 3 people, and that was it. Should Roots and Valley Boys as well. That was one by Ronell Sweeting. So, you know, I think it's a two-way thing. The Valley Boys have their reason. We're going to wait and see. They have to call a press conference to see what the next step forward is for them in terms of that. And the Saxon Superstars, you know, they say they have been losing for years underneath this same system. And it seemed like it's just the same thing to me over and over and over again. I feel that the Junkanoo should be run independent of the JCNP, even though the JCNP put all of it together. I think it should be run by a group of independent Junkanoos who are not involved in Junkanoo from a professional level. That's my take on it. Because I think we still could be fair to a certain point when it comes to our culture, and we have to understand that we are watched by people all around the world. We're not just being watched by persons. We're not just being watched by persons in the Bahamas, folks. We are watched by persons all around the world. Because what's happening is we have people tuning in to watch our parades to find out what is going on. And so we have to be careful how we react to when we win, when we lose. We still have to be careful of how we are. And you know, I was listening to a lot of persons chiming in on how they feel about the whole Junkanoo situation. You know, so if you're watching, this is Sri Charmaine Roll, FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Go ahead and share the video. Share the video, folks. We want to get it out there to let people know what happened in the past two parades and the way forward. One of the questions that was posted, I think it was done by, and I shared it in the group. I think it was done by Romel Knowles. And I'm looking for the question, folks. Bear with me. Bear with me. If you're watching, go ahead and share the video. Happy New Year, Noels and Claude. Happy New Year. I see a lot of Junkanoo persons tuning in. If you're watching live, go ahead and share the video. Go ahead and share the video if you're watching live. And you know, folks, I got to tell you all this, a few things that is happening to me. I had a lot of persons, some persons inboxing me, oh, you're Raleigh boys. Some person inboxing me and coming up to me, oh, you Saxons. Folks, I used to Junkanoo. Now, I don't know how much time I got to tell the story of where my ancestors came from and where my line in Junkanoo came in, but I can tell it real quick because I have a lot of things that I need to talk about and I can't keep repeating the same thing over and over again. But yes, I am the daughter of Dr. Winston Churchill Roll of the Music Makers. My grandmother was Emma Esther Roll from Black Point, Exuma, who was instrumental in bringing that first rake and scrape, the saw, and a knife to Bay Street. Go ahead and share the video, Noel. Somebody please share the video to Let's Talk Junkanoo for me, please. Share the video to Let's Talk Junkanoo. I was supposed to share it, but I looking for something, so yes. Thank you, Trevor Bell, watching all the way from Maryland. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yeah, so I'm still looking for it. Let me see if I can find that question that Romel. And folks, just a reminder that Junior Junkanoo is tomorrow. The 32nd annual Junior Junkanoo Parade starts at 5:30. Bay Street, folks. Go ahead and support the youths. Go ahead and support our youth, folks. The Junkanoo Parade starts at 5:30 tomorrow sharp. Let's support the youths. They're our future. Okay, let me go across here and see how I can be able to share this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share it. Share it to a few groups. If you're watching, go ahead and share the video. We Charmaine Roll live here at FIE's Junkanoo Rush. We are talking all things Junkanoo. We are talking about the previous parade that just went by. Yeah, folks, so let me get my books so we can go over some stuff whilst I am able to view a few things. So, yes, we had a lot of persons asking about the Valley Boys accident, Junkanoo. Why is it that Junkanoo always have a confusion? You know, I I'm saying Junkanoo can move forward and not backward if we have a group of independent persons that we put aside to run the parade without any interference. No interference from the JCNP. And so the parade management team, I understand, is in place, but there's still a bunch of Junkanoos there. So, we have to be careful. We have to be careful how we saying things and talking things about the JCNP and stuff also, because all of us are Junkanoos. All of us are groups put together to make this thing work. You understand? We have to come together to make this thing work. Another question that I posed in the polls was to find out if Carnival is taking over from Junkanoo. Because a lot of people don't like the confusion that is going on in Junkanoo. A lot of people, before they pay their $350, go on the road, shake up themselves, get up junk and get home. Junkanoo, each costume, I watched a video the other day. Apple says she spent almost $3,000 on her costume, just designing it and putting all the tricks and stuff on it. So you could calculate 500 people at 500. Say at least for each person spend about $500 to $1,000, and you got about 300 to 400 people in each group. You see how much money that is that people are spending on this and not getting none out of it, because the prize money is nothing. The prize money is really nothing compared to the time and effort a lot of people put into the parade itself. So, we got to take the reason let me tell you something. My passion has subsided a little bit for it, because I just get tired. I got tired of beating the old horse. I got tired of stepping forward to get things done, and everybody just want to ride the horse and don't want to try to stand on the side of the horse and walk with the horse. And so I prefer to be in the media world where I can get the information disseminated out there properly. And somebody said too that when I post up as fake news, I could trust me, all people. I don't post fake news. I just do my investigation, and I still have a lot of friends in the Junkanoo world, and they still communicate with me to make sure that I get the right information out there. So I do not post fake news. Again, congratulations to the Saxons. 2 straight, like they say. 2 straight for the... It's sad that the has decided to resign. I don't know if it's for now, but they decided to resign, exit Junkanoo. And I could be honest with y'all, the Berets ain't gonna be the same. The Berets ain't gonna be the same. Everybody, I was upset. I could be honest with y'all. I was upset that Genesis ain't come out New Year's. And the reason I was upset was because Genesis placed 3rd in the Boxing Day parade that got passed previous. And they had some little hiccups. They had some little hiccups here and there, but I still think they should have come out for the fun. When ain't nobody there, I miss everybody. Because I'm expecting this to a show. It's the greatest performance on earth. All of us are expecting a show. And so I was a little bit taken back, but I understand they had some problems with the lead piece and a problem with the, what you call it? I think it was the lead piece, and I think it was the banner. And so I feel that if either one of those pieces, they would have been disqualified, and I guess they didn't want that disqualification on their record. But man, come Rush. Junkanoo should be fun in the end. We doing it for the culture. But again, that's their decision they made, not to come, just like how the Valley Boys making a decision to exit the Junkanoo world. That's the decision. Again, congratulations to the Shell Saxon superstars. And boy inbox me, boy, you's the Saxons, I know you. Now boy inbox me, boy, you's a Valley boy, I know you. I's a Valley boys, I's a Saxons, I's a Roots, I's a Genesis, I's a one family, I's a everybody. I's a everybody, all the B group, all the individual. Big up Jack Sanders, big up China, big up L. John Barrett. They the individual folks, a lot of people don't respect them, but they do good work. What is this person saying? Oh, Trevor. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Trevor. Yeah, I did mention something earlier about the tribalism that has happened in Junkanoo, and I tried to explain it by posting. I went ahead and Googled it and post exactly what tribalism means. I went ahead and explained exactly what tribalism means because it's real like, but we can't just let this go down the drain. And big up Michael Bubas Brennan who say, man, listen, this too good for us to let it go down the drain. But we're gonna see what happens with the Valley Boys. So they exit. We're gonna see what happens with that and if they really gonna exit. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. We Charmaine Roll here live. FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Big up Charlton. Big Daddy Bobs. Charlton, what's going on in your old chip and ice? What's going on? I thank God for a lot of us making it into 2020. This a whole new century that we made it to, folks. And we've seen a lot of things happen in the last few weeks. We need to keep each other covered in prayers. And if you think of a person and you haven't spoken to them in a while, go ahead and make that phone call. Just to say, hello, I'm thinking about you. I got a question from Shimon Bain. Shimon asked me to go over each section. Shimon, that's too long. It really is too long for me to go over all them sections. I can't go, if I go over every section to define every single section, I'll be live for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But in overall, let's see who win. I think this Boxing Day. Saxons, one families. Okay, yeah, this is Boxing Day. Now the music Kings is Valley Boys with 91.44. Saxons was second, 90.50. One Family third, 87.56. Roots fourth, 87.50. And you got Genesis fifth with 85. But folks, I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. The music was so stupid. I was jumping. I was jumping in my bedroom. I was jumping. I was carrying on by. The music was stupid. Now, from my view, what I looked to see the live videos and everything, I felt, now this is my point, I felt that One Family win the parade. From their execution of theme to the very last man in the group, they displayed what their synopsis said to every point. But One Family beat themselves. You know? We make all the noise that we want to make and we carry on, you get robbed, this and that. You pull up your socks, you go back around. But the most important thing I also mentioned in one of the posts that I said, marshals is very important. Marshals is very important. Like they say, you is important. The marshals is important. The marshals make sure that the costumes get to Bay Street. Make sure that everything is in place. Make sure that every section has somebody in case somebody is in need of help. Make sure the timing is right, and the time is important. Because plenty people gone over that time. Now I know Christmas gone, we had a little bit of rain. If you're watching, go ahead and share the video. V Charmaine Roll here, FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Feel it in your belly. It's hashtag 2020. Hashtag clear vision. Hashtag it's all gone. Yes, folks, but you know, the rain caused a little deterrence in the Boxing Day parade that previously gone. And a lot of people said, oh, why they switch the time? But if you are not a Junkanoo, you will never understand what it takes to set up and get there to a parade. It really is a lot of work getting those costumes there, getting them assembled, getting them to be covered in the fact of the rain. And you know, my brother, Big Up Roy, Big Dad Simo, who rushed with the Valley Boys, his costumes get totally destroyed. Costumes got totally destroyed. And so, you know, a lot of things happen in the Junkanoo world, and a lot of people saying they want time, but we have to understand, Junkanoo, if water hit it, it finished. That's it. No second time around. And I'm understanding that I think it was Genesis or Roots. One of them was in the gate getting ready to come on. When the rain come down in full force and they couldn't run. That time the Valley Boys down through the corner, Elizabeth Avenue, taking a break and everything, yeah, ran up too. So you can imagine all the girls' costume and it was Genesis. Genesis is in the gate. All those beautiful costumes they had, they still came down and rushed. You know, Junkanoo and water really don't go together. So now we have to come up with a plan of being able to secure or location where we could secure ourselves if there's going to be inclement weather. Now I know up to the parade there are several meetings when I was in there as deputy chairman that lead up to the parade that lets you know if it's a no, if it's a go, or if it's or you don't go. So you know the call was made, and folks, these decisions are not just made by one person. These decisions are made by a collective of persons that make up the JCNP. And these persons who are in the JCNP are persons of every single, I think it's 7A division, 26B division. You got and individuals. I think you got about 30-something individuals. And so these decisions that decide to go and stuff are not just made by one person. Of course, the meteorology department plays an effect in it. The police department plays an effect in it too, because all have to come together to make it work. And so, you know, when we see these things happening on Bay Street, we make noise and stuff. Well, the outsiders make noise. They don't really know that it really takes a lot to get the parade going for Bay. It's a lot. Folks, if you're watching, go ahead and share the video. If you're watching, go ahead and share the video. V. Charmaine Road here. FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Feel it in your belly. Folks, I miss saying that. I miss saying feel it in your belly. Angie inboxed me about it, you know, talking about trying to start the show back up, but you know, the support wasn't there. And another thing is, we as Junkanooers have to stop all the talking and start the walking and doing and supporting each other. The only time I see Junkanooers show up in full support if it's a funeral, and that's wrong. We're supposed to be able to support each other in sickness and in health. Show up for one another. That's what a tribe's supposed to do. Be there to support one another in whatever we do. Pennsylvania, Joan Roberts, thank you for tuning in. All the way from Salzburg, Pennsylvania. God bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. See, folks, we got people from all over the world just waiting to hear what's going on in the Bahamas, along with all our parades and all our Junkanoo, our culture. And Junkanoo is the gateway to the world. Music is the gateway to the world. Music is the song of life. And so, you know, we can't just let this get thrown to the side and allow another country culture to take over what we have here. But people just don't like the headache because it seems that we can't get nothing straight. Now, I'm understanding also that this year, electronic devices were used for the Junkanoo parade, and it was tablets, so they were given. As soon as they got the scores were put in. So the scores were quite straightforward. Now, I think all the mix-up was with the task force and the the timing was still done manual. Now, I'm not sure. I saw some of the pictures in the papers of some of the persons that were doing task force. I have never seen some of the faces before, so I don't know if they've been trained to know what is eligibility, to know what is a lead piece, what is a let me see. You got lead piece, you got banner, you got choreograph. So it's 201. It's 201 persons to be in the group all together. That's eligibility. You got off the shoulders. I think it's 12. You got two choreograph section that consists of 12 or more persons. You got a brass section. You got the banner. You got the back line. So all of those things come together to make eligibility. Then you got penalty. Now, I think they did penalty also. So, you know, it's sort of funny because the judges went ahead and scored. And then it came down to where the penalty and the eligibility was wrong. Now, my understanding is that for the Boxing Day parade, the scoring penalty was thrown out because there was too much inconsistencies. And that's how come the Valley Boys came second, was announced first unofficially, and then the Saxons came around after they already did all of the and won. So yeah, folks. So it's a lot of things that we don't understand, and that's why I try my utmost best to try disseminate the correct information out there so everybody could understand what's going on. Because would you believe it that there is only a handful of Bahamians that really come out to Junkanoo? There's only a handful. It might look like a lot of people. We have over, 350,000 people. Only about 50,000 people is do Junkanoo. But it seemed like a lot. But it's not that much. But we got to keep this thing going. We got to keep a thing going that's what our ancestors celebrated in their life for freedom. To be free. We got to keep it going. And I also say, when you hear that drum beating, it's a feeling that you get inside your stomach. I'm getting the feeling right now, folks. Goosebumps. And it rises up. And that's that spirit of freedom. And we should be free when we're doing it. It's a free thing that we're doing it. We shouldn't be stressed out and just be doing it for the win and just for bragging rights and all them stuff. No, man. We gotta tone that down because we losing it. If you're watching, go ahead and share the video. V. Charmaine Roll here, FIE's Junkanoo Rush. We are in the place, and big up my twin, Brendan Burrell. Big him up, folks. That's what got me going all this time. So if there's any questions that you want to ask, go ahead and send it in. Type it here, and I'll be able to answer it for you. I called music earlier when I said the Valley Boys, the Saxons, One Family, Roots, and I watched it from TV, and the clarity, it was not good, so I couldn't really hear the music, and so I had to go back and watch a lot of the tapes. Now, Valley Boys had some serious music. They had some serious music Boxing Day. Saxons had some good, and One Family had some serious music. And hold on! Choreograph. I couldn't miss that one. Hold on. Let me tell you all who won choreograph now. So, best choreograph went to One Family Girls. 89.35. Saxons, 86.96. Valley Boys, 85.13. Roots, 80.20. And Genesis, 72.25. And let me tell you something. Big up to Nishka Fernanda, who always got One Family Girls stupid. Let me tell you something. I was anticipating to see what One Family Girls is going to do this year, and they did not disappoint me at all. I always be anticipating to see what One Family is going to bring, because they have a lot of artisans in their group, and they are creative and outstanding. To me, their standards has risen over the years, and big up Jackson Burnside, God rest his soul. That was one of my mentors who really pushed me into the Junkanoo Loyal, along with Kishlin and Arlene and Les Johnson and Vola Francis, and all of them was incited in making sure, and to make sure that Charmaine, this your thing. Keep doing it. 1 minute, folks. Let me stop that there. That means let's see here. Yeah, so I was talking about One Family Girls, and those theatrical things that they were doing for the Boxing Day parade. They was just off the chain. They was stupid, like you say, dangerous. DNDRUSS, dangerous. They was dangerous. Now, I didn't really, normally when I do Junkanoo, what I try to do is get a video of, last year what I did is I taped a video of each lead costume. So I would have had a record of how it looked and how it moved on Bay Street. But, I had to let one of my girls, Daphne, stream for me. And then my cameraman, Charles, was doing the photography. And so I really miss lead costume. So I can, I looked at some of the costume. I actually did post it. Let me see here. Because normally too, if you haven't joined our page, you can go ahead and join the Junkanoo Rush page. In the past week or 2 weeks or so, we had so many new persons just joining, because we try to get the information out first. We are not here to lift you up, throw you down, do you wrong. We only here. We are an information group and for full support. And whatever you do, if you're the cleaner on the side of the road in Junkanoo, we support you. If you're a cleaner in the shack, we support you. And that's why one of the reasons I started that series, Unsung Heroes. So you can see from every area of what persons does besides just pasting. And me and my cousin had a big row the other day because he's a roots too. Reddy, big up Reddy. Paul. We had this big row. And Reddy was saying, oh, they rob us, they cheat us, this, that, and the next thing. So I said to him, well, Reddy, ain't Russian the only Junkanoo, you know. So he feel like Russian is only Junkanoo. Like I tell him, in the media world, it's a lot of work because you have to videotape, you have to edit, you have to take pictures, and you ain't just doing one group. You have 7, 8 groups. You got all them B groups. You got the individual. So you working hard too. So Junkanoo is a well-rounded sport that is done by everybody. Everybody have to contribute or a Junkanoo parade to be pulled off. Everybody. So no matter what nobody say, you are important if you are a part of a Junkanoo group. Okay, so let's see. Overall, and we had another thing. I think that's it. Basically, I'm going to talk about 2019. Let's talk about 2020. Let's give you the overall results for 2020. So, in first position, is the Saxons was 84.50. And they had a 1-point penalty. Valley Boys 81.44. Second, One Family third 81.10, and Roots Fort 76.39. Like I say again, I missed Genesis because Genesis had some issues that they had, and they couldn't make it to be. Choreograph was pretty good too. Saxons did an excellent job in choreograph. They did an excellent job in choreograph for New Year's. Jerry, big up Jerry, man. Jerry, you put it down, Jerry. You dig up the square, you dig up all the zones. So congratulations, Jerry Pierre and his choreograph section. You all did a wonderful job. Now let's see who win music. Let's see who win music for New Year. So Saxons won music. One Family was second, and Valley Boys was third. But I ain't gonna lie you all, man. Listen, Valley Boys is playing some music. I think they're playing Brown Girl in the Ring. What they saying? They was playing some nursery rhymes or something. And Saxons played Our God as an awesome gaudy range. I getting goosebumps, folks. That song in the square. OMG. It was just stupid. So, folks, we have a lot of talented persons out there. We have a lot of youth watching us. So we have to be careful how we move forward with this Junkanoo. Like I said in my earlier conversation, the Valley Boys say they resign from Junkanoo. They're going to be missed. It's going to be a void there. It's going to be a void because if you have a chain and the chain break and one link missing out the chain, it's not going to be the same. I don't care what nobody say. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. And if they want to move forward and make a change, it's on them. But, again, years back, you always had this, the fighting for who win and the next one win, and they always cheat, this, all that. We have to get past that, man. If we want this thing to move forward, we have to get past that. We have to make sure that we propel this thing to another level because the world is watching us. The world is watching us. So I don't see any more questions, folks. Let me scroll down to see. Charmaine Melbourne, Van Charmaine Roll. Say if the JCNP can be fired. Charmaine, the JCNP is made up of all Junkanoos, persons from all the different Junkanoo groups. So we can't fire the JCNP. The JCNP is us. The JCNP is us. Big up Sky Juice. Sky Juice, boy, you had one good piece there. Boxing Day. Congratulations on how you place. Yeah, we can't fire. We can't fire the JCNP. We cannot fire the JCNP. The JCNP is made up of Junkanoos who come together, and this was established many years ago. The Junkanoos was tired of the government running it. They said they wanted to create their own entity. And it's a pity that we can't get our own entity running by ourselves because the government might want to take it back. You know, like I say, it's going to be a void if a chain, if Valley Boys is not there, it's a chain link. If a link is missing out the chain, it's just a void. And you know, Valley Boys have a lot of fans. I guess they're gonna update their fans on what's gonna be happening, if they're gonna think about it or if they're gonna do different measures. We just gonna have to see what happens. Let me scroll, folks, to see if we have any. We have a couple questions. If you're watching, go ahead and share the video. V. Charmaine Roll, FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Feel it in your belly. It's 2020, y'all. It's time for change. We have to move back. Moving forward, it's light. Backward is dead. We just got to get together and make it. And, you know, the thing about it is, when I get up in the mornings after I've already said, Lord, I thank you for this day and done my prayers and everything for the day. You know, I scroll, I read a lot. And I scroll and I mind you all the comments. Most of the comments you put in Junkanoo Rush and in Let's Talk Junkanoo, and Junkanoo should be fun and my behavior and culture. I try to read all of the comments, and you know, I try to read and respond to all of them. But if you're talking cock off, people, I ain't talking to you no longer because I don't have no energy to waste on people who talking foolishness. Especially if you just reach Junkanoo, sit small in the corner and tell you could become an unsung hero or being in it for enough time. That's my 2 cents on that, I should say. But yes. Okay, let me see if there's any more questions. So, folks, all we can do now is see what's going to happen if this is going to move forward. The Junkanoo season starts now. I think the first thing we have is we're going to have the Junkanoo Ball. And then from the Junkanoo Ball, I think the groups are going to do their victory parade. And then from the victory parade, we probably be into Easter. And then from Easter, we go into Summerfest. So, yeah. Labor Day, then Summerfest. But yeah, so this is V. Charmaine Roll. If you have not joined our page, join our page on Facebook. Just go ahead and send a friend request. And I have it set like that because I try to limit. I don't like too much profanity and stuff being broadcast because we have a lot of persons from all over the world on this page, and respect is due, and we want to keep it clean. So yes, folks, this is V. Charmaine Roll signing out. FIE's Junkanoo Rush. Feel it in your belly.